Hello there and welcome to episode 5 of my TEW 2020 save Rebuilding WWE, in which we take WWE in the post WrestleMania 38 world and we try and make it, well, just a little bit better. Today we have got Monday Night Raw, the third issue of Raw, as we're starting to build into Backlash. Like, after today's show we will have our first booked matches for Backlash penciled in. Could be fun. So let's see, where are we having today's show? This is our last show in the Midwest region, and we're in South Dakota. The last of the venues we haven't used yet, we're in the South Dakota Frost Arena, so we are expected to sell this out. We're expected 7,981 fans. This venue has 650. I know we're expected to sell out SmackDown, but I don't think we can mess this up. I generally do not believe we can mess this up. I think we've got this as sellout. So let's see what we're going to do to try and sell out this show. Advertised match, as I mentioned in the last episode of Raw. AJ Styles and Finn Balor with a teammate against the Occult. Who's their teammate going to be? And is that enough of a draw to bring people in? And we kick off the show with a summit. The final four of the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Face to face in the ring, each standing in a corner, all with their mics and all talking. All discussing why they should be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And the flaws of the others. Cody Rhodes talks about his father. Talks about the legacy his father brought. But the one thing he always missed was the world title, but the big gold belt is perfect for him. The big gold belt is exactly what he needs. AJ Styles talks about his run as WWE Champion. He was WWE Champion for over a year, to show that he is one of the greatest champions of the modern era, and this is his time to get back to that level. Seth Rollins brings up the heist of the century, being the chosen boy of the Authority for years, and then breaking out of that and showing everyone that he could do it without any need for backup. And Tommaso Ciampa talks about his NXT run, how he hasn't held a big title, he doesn't have the experience on the main roster that the others do, but that's not a negative, because what Ciampa has is unpredictability. He knows what all the others are going to do. They don't know exactly what he's going to do. Good promos from all around. Gets a 67. They're all decent mic skills, guys. Rollins, Styles, and Ciampa did specifically well. Cody didn't, which is a little disappointing. But he gets a 67 rating. Our first match of the night sees Braun Breaker take on Akira Tozawa in a squash match. Picks up the win. Breaker squashes him, 251, Gorilla Press, Power Slam, 29 rating. And always followed up with an Austin Theory match. The part of the shtick is Vince and Triple H will not let these two go when they're not next to each other. They will always be compared to each other right now. Austin Theory defeats R-Truth with the Unproven Cutter. Again, another squash match. 35 rating, but this time, rather than local jobbers, uses our own jobbers, the 24/7 title division. We get a backstage promo from Randy Orton and Riddle. We find out that Riddle is going to be facing Cedric Alexander later in the show, after Cedric interfered in last week in their match against the Street Profits. So that's going to be later, and pretty much Randy Orton offers Riddle all his support, because they are the best of friends. 68 rating. Women's division action as Nikki Cross of the Celtic Connection takes on Dana Brooke. And it's a pretty dominant win for Nikki. Goes 5 minutes. Hits the perfect storm. And that's it. Nikki Cross keeps the Celtic Connection's momentum going. Gets a 43. Great stuff. And afterwards, Becky Lynch and Polly Niven enter the ring with her. And they announce that they are going to be on SmackDown this week. They're going to be on SmackDown as part of the women's tag team division that crosses over brands, and they're going to face off against Sasha Banks and Naomi because they want all of the gold now. They're not satisfied with just getting Becky Lynch back her title, which they are aiming to do. They want Piper and Nikki to have their gold around their waist too. 61 rating, great stuff. We then get a promo from the Occult, as pretty much the Occult say that the Occult will be anybody that Balor and Styles pick to team with. There is no point, because no matter who it is, we don't care. We're going to beat you, we're going to destroy you, and we are going to make sure your legacy is never again revered. 63 rating. And this is it, our first match confirmed for Backlash. And it's going to be Omos versus Bobby Lashley inside a steel cage. Omos accompanied by Malcolm Bivens, just for the height difference, and Bivens is a really good promo. Lashley with MVP, which kind of works because the babyface and heel, but it's awkward still. I genuinely think this is... Bobby Lashley has given me a promise saying that he is willing to put Omos over. So I am going to utilise that and try and give Omos a bit of a push. I mean, why not? And a steel cage match at Backlash. That is the first match officially booked. 58 rating. Los Mysterios defeat the Alpha Academy when Dominic Mysterio pins Otis with a 619. Dom was obviously the weak link. Ray obviously miles away the best because it's Ray frickin' Mysterio. But the key thing is the Alpha Academy lost, which brings Gable Stevenson out onto the ramp, and he cuts a promo asking, how does Chad Gable expect to be able to train Gable Stevenson, an Olympic gold medalist? Chad Gable was just an Olympian. Gable Stevenson won the Olympics when he can't even get Otis and himself a victory. You guys lost. That's why I don't trust you to train me. It's a decent promo. He's not great on the mic, but it's an undercard story. I'm not going to complain too much. The Miz cuts a promo. He's explaining his actions against Logan Paul. He's talking about Logan is the worst person to talk about an ego, because he's Logan Paul. It's the man who came into this business with a silver spoon in his mouth. The man who has gone through so much tribulation, has been called out for so many actions, yet like Teflon has pushed through it. There is nothing Logan Paul can say to me that doesn't apply to himself. And that's why I took him out of WrestleMania. Not because of jealousy. Not because he has a bigger name than me. I am the A-lister of WWE. But because Logan Paul is a hypocrite. Logan Paul pretends to be all high and mighty, when in reality, he's no better than me. Decent Miz promo, 77 rating. Not too shabby. AJ Styles tells Finn that he's already sorted the partner out. AJ knows who it is. Finn doesn't. 66 rating. Veer Mahan issues an open challenge from anyone local in the Midwest region. And Mr. Kennedy comes out. It's a one-time thing. This is not a long-term thing. I needed someone fresh for Veer to beat. And I think this would get a reaction. Mr. Kennedy would get a decent pop, maybe? I don't know. Especially when you consider we're in the Midwest, quite near Wisconsin. there's no Wisconsin venues in this mod for some reason, which is quite odd actually. But Mr. Kennedy is back for one night, and he is facing Veer Mahan, who destroys him. Veer Mahan just squashes Mr. Kennedy. 3 minutes. He locks in his weird submission move, which I need to add into the game actually. I'll do that after this show. I'll not write that down for myself. 31 rating. It's just somebody who's recognisable for Veer to beat. Now more women's tag team action here, as Queen Zelina and Carmella defeat Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, when Carmella submits Liv Morgan with a modified head scissors. Simple match. And also you notice the Celtic Connection storyline is advancing. There is a reason for that. Well, that's because two people in this match are involved in that storyline. That's how the game works. 54 rating though, not too shabby. Owens, backstage, he said that he will help Rollins win the World Heavyweight title. He's out of the tournament now, which is a shame. But from now, Rollins, we will get you that World Heavyweight title. 76 rating, great stuff. Advances the storyline with heat. Riddle defeats Cedric Alexander with a bro mission in a good match. Decent match according to the game. I think it'll be a good match. 67 for Riddle, 49 for Cedric. Continues the highest of high storyline. And continues RK Bro looking strong against tag team guys. 62 rating, very strong. Our second match for Backlash is confirmed. And it's Triple H. He's fed up of Vince McMahon's constant one-upmanship trying to compare Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. His challenge is simple. If you want to compare them, we'll compare them properly. Braun Breaker versus Austin Theory at Backlash in the ring. We'll be at ringside. Nothing happens. And we will see exactly who is the future of the WWE. Gets a 73 rating, which isn't too shabby actually. So this storyline, despite featuring two relatively new talents to the roster, because it's got Triple H and Vince in, this storyline is very hot right now. Which just shows mentor figures are very good storyline devices. We get the entrances for the main event. The Occult enter first, then AJ, then Finn. They're waiting to see who the third man is, and the lights go out. Because wrestling has more than one royal family. Out comes Cody Rhodes to team with AJ Styles and Finn Balor in a Bullet Club reunion. They were never all in the Bullet Club at the same time. AJ Styles didn't come in until after Finn Balor left. Rhodes didn't come in until after AJ left. But that doesn't matter, because they were all part of the Bullet Club, and it's just for one night. We're going to reference that. We're having them all reunite again, team up, Styles, Balor, and Rhodes. But obviously, as they never actually teamed together before, they don't work perfectly together. And the Occult pick up the victory when Mustafa Ali pins Finn Balor with the 054. Edge was head and shoulders above everybody else, but pretty good work from all three of the club members. 72 rating for the match. And then post-match, because, you know, we advanced two storylines here. The World Title Tournament, because both Styles and Rhodes are in that. And the Demonic versus the Cultic storyline. 72 rating. After the match, Owens and Rollins jump Styles and Rhodes. Beat them down, because, you know, it's them trying to give an advantage to Seth Rollins. 78 rating, great stuff. And what do we get overall? 70. I'm actually a little disappointed at that, you know.
71. I genuinely thought we could have done a little better, but it is what it is. Well, let me know what you guys thought though, because I don't care about the rating game. I want to know what you guys think, because I tell these stories for you. So let me know in the comments down below. Like this video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys